What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of My Friend Finally Watches. Holden is finally gonna watch Underworld 3. You guys have been asking for this one, so here we go. Hopefully he likes it. This is one of the crowd favorites. I know I really enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters for the first time. I haven't seen it much since. Hopefully he digs this one the way most of us did. Holden, what do you think is gonna happen in the third movie?
Yeah, I didn't grow up with these movies, so I thought that the last two were very okay. I'm not like hyper invested into Celine. Is it Selena? Celine?
Celine.
I'm not like hyper invested into her character arc. I find these to be entertaining. I enjoy watching them in the moment, but they haven't stuck with me. Or I'm like, oh man, I really love that character. I think that movie's so awesome. These have been very just like okay movies to me. I can see why there are so many people that do enjoy them, especially when they were first coming out, because there was like that big movement of people wanting to be vampires and have the black hair and kind of this emo goth phase or whatever. As of right now, these are just okay. I'm hoping that we'll get to see some like cool war scenes, some like Helm's Deep battles between like a bunch of vampires and a bunch of werewolf things. We'll see. I don't know the general consensus if this is considered like one of the best ones, but I'm hoping that since this is the third entry into the series, that we'll get some higher budget. I want a little bit more meat going into the actual story, because I think I said in the first one I had some issues with the relationship being so quick, and oh yeah, that super mutant vampire werewolf thing. I don't know what's gonna happen with him. Did he die? I feel like Matt right now. I don't even remember. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to be entertained.
The third one is actually the prequel in the series, so he's not going to be in it. It's going to take place before Celine's time.
I did not even realize this was a prequel, so I'm here talking about Celine and all this stuff. Okay, so prequel, I'm on board. Okay, cool.
This one is the one that everyone talks about. This is the one that everyone says is their favorite. I think just in the channel, the fans, everyone unanimously was like, the third one is the best. The third one's my favorite. We'll see. We'll see. I really like it, and without any more jabber, let's get into it. Underworld Rise of the Lycans.
Baby. Oh.
Pitting it against him as he was forced to feed on humans, Victor's slaves. This new breed could be harnessed, enslaved to guard them in the daylight hours of their masters.
Take a note of what pain that brings me. Yet, they're lost.
Oh god. What is this? Oh, I like it. Okay, cool.
Have you nothing better to do, blacksmith, than play with weapons of war? Father?
Keep your eyes on the ground. Get rid of that. You will learn the dance of politics to be ruthless and cunning.
I can! No rest, dog! Enough. When you fall, I will be there. Let us hope so.
They are born of beasts, and the savagery of this despicable fact cannot be bred away.
You know what this movie reminds me of? Is that Key and Peele sketch. So I think, yeah.
While the young so blind.
Just let someone else go.
In case it had escaped your notice, blacksmith.
Oh my god.
Lucian, no!
Hold your tongue!
guessing he's gonna kill that guy at some point in this movie.
This could stir up the others.
Let them stir. Do you fear them? Believe me, it will be worse if we do not punish them.
And yourself? Have you no gratitude for the one who saved your daughter's life?
I am awash with it.
Are you afraid of me? Yes. Well, do not be. I will not bite. Much.
If he still has not told your father, then that must mean he wants something. Sonia, find out what it is.
Certainly.
Is this what you want? We are not animals! We can choose to be more than this! Or we can be Lycans!
We must promote another Lycan in his place. Coleman thinks he will stir the others.
Yeah, he's right.
What have you told my father? What have you told him?
Welcome the man who brought him news that his beloved daughter was consorting with a Lycan.
The important thing is that you stay alive. The best chance you have is when Victor and the Death Dealer sleep.
Sounds good. Good plan.
He has like a dad bod that got in shape.
They gotta eat him.
They turned us into like you.
Yes. Are you with me?
Oh my god. Oh! That was tough. Yeah.
There is nothing you can do! I will come back! I promise you!
I never doubted you.
Do they just always stay in their werewolf form?
If William.
What?
No, that's Marcus did that in the second one.
That's right.
To be with an animal! I love you!
She should have been here by now. Luca, what is it? Where is she?
Sonia has been arrested. He knows.
Vampires are messy drinkers.
It is a trap. You know that.
I will not let her die alone.
You think you can defeat me?
I don't want to defeat you. Please call up your men for the sake of your grandchild.
Oh!
I curse the day your mother gave her life to bring you into this world.
Oh, come on.
You're right. No one should live a life like this.
Better than their escape?
I have saved this coven many times over.
You have... Take it to the chamber.
No!
Just look at me! Keep your eyes on me! Sonia! Look at me! I love you.
And I love you. Goodbye, my love.
Fetch my knives.
So we just got finished with Rise of the Lycans. I did not realize this movie was only an hour and 30 minutes. I still liked it as much as I did the first time I watched it, if not a little bit more, to be honest. I think it's probably the best story out of all of them thus far. I'm eager to see what Holden thought about it, because there was a lot to process to remember, you know, from the previous movie, since it's been a minute since we watched them. So I don't know how well he followed it or not, but let's see what he thinks. Holden, what did you think about the movie?
I did enjoy this one. I think I enjoyed the story a little more overall than the other two. There are still parts of it that it's hard for me to suspend disbelief when I can tell that they're very clearly on sets. The rubber suit of the Lycans, like when they move, the mouth kind of moves around a little bit because it's rubber or whatever. Like trying to climb up like the wall, and you can see the actor's hand and the fingers being kind of limp. Stuff like that takes me out of it, like initially. And that was my biggest problem with like the first half of this movie. They're just on movie sets, and they're, you know, you could tell that it's a movie. I like the movies where it's like I can really get immersed into it. That being said, the second half of the movie felt a little better. I enjoyed the romance between Lucian and Sonya. Made more sense, and that had time to develop, and therefore her death was more impactful. I struggled with the CGI a little bit of like the grand scenes where the Lycans would like be running on the ground. They looked almost like stop motion. I couldn't tell if it was stop motion or CG. I'm pretty sure it was just CG, but it had that stop motion look to it. I liked Lucian a lot. I'm glad that they kind of fleshed out his story a little more. So going back to like the original two, I guess, that I've seen so far, having more backstory makes him more of an interesting character in those movies, knowing his history. Bill Nighy is, I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but he's great. He's always great in all of these. He just gets like so into it and seems like he has so much fun, which is awesome to see. Sonya, and I'm sure people compare her and Kate Beckinsale a lot. I liked her. I thought that she was good. I saw the whole "your grandchild is here." I saw that all coming, that she would get pregnant.
What did you think about the way that the Lycans came to power? Did it feel forced or anything like that?
I don't know if I would say that this is like a necessary story to be told. It's nice to know the backstory, but I don't think it was like one of those, you know, they're never really going to understand the other movies unless we show them this. But I still think that it was a good story to tell. I think that it worked out well. I enjoyed the final battle. It was pretty short, which is fine. I think it was one of those things where like the budget was like running out, because like once they did like the massive like scene where all the Lycans are running up, and then it became a bunch of quick cuts and a couple of isolated areas on the castle where they were fighting, and then everything else underground, and then the Lycans have won. So you don't really get to see a whole lot of the fight. It's a clever way to do that if that was a concern, which is what it felt like.
All right, yeah, I could get that. Like I said, this one is, I guess, a fan favorite. I really want to know what you guys think. Load the comments up, because I'm eager to see. You guys really wanted us to get to this one. So what are your thoughts about it? What do you guys remember? What did you guys like most about it? But as far as how we felt, I guess we should get to the ratings. Holden, I'm going to start with you. What do you rate this movie by itself, and then compared to the previous two that we watched?
I would probably give this one, I don't remember what I gave the other two, but I'd probably give this one like a 6. I thought it was good. My biggest issues were the part where it just felt so much like a movie. The sets were obvious, the suits were obvious, the CG was rough, looks like stop motion. The storyline was, I enjoyed it because it's that classic, you know, star-crossed lovers that can't be together thing, but it's also a story that's been told 1,000 times. Not a whole lot of new things, and anything that was new I had seen done before, and I had seen done in better ways. So for me, this is about a 6. Not horrible. I enjoyed watching it, but that's about the extent of it for me. It's hard to compare it to the other two. I know that they're in the same universe, but I guess I would say that this one is probably the best of them. I think the second one might be a little bit better. I think the first one is probably the weakest so far, at least the one I don't remember that well.
All right, cool. I'm glad that you gave it a passing grade. I mean, anything above a 5, I think, would be passing. Do I think this movie's amazing? Not really. Like all these movies, like you said, it was very much a cultural thing. You know, very hot topic, very goth and stuff. So in that regard, I think they did a great job. I think the costumes were always done really, really well. That's probably my favorite thing about this franchise is the look of the characters, mainly the vampires, because the werewolves look like, you know, normal, just people. Really, the vampires are the ones that look really glamorous and stuff. I think To me, these are probably the best cinematic vampires apart from the Anne Rice universe, and I think that there's a lot of parallels between those, the wardrobe and the eyes and everything. So this franchise is one of those that is near to my heart just because I did kind of come of age with these movies, and I watched them when I was a young adult up till now. So there's rewatchability for there. I mean, I bought the entire series before we even made up this channel, you know, and this series and this channel. I bought the whole franchise on Blu Ray. So the love is there. But I'm eager to hear what you guys think. Why was this the most anticipated one so far in the franchise? And what do you guys like the most about it? And what do you guys not like about it? I'm eager to hear it in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And remember to share it with your friends because that's the way that this community grows. If you want to support me further, you can do it on Patreon. I have all the links in the description below. I also have a Teespring page, and feel free to support everyone else in the channel that you may or may not have heard of yet. Holden is really, really big into movies, and that's why this series has done so well. And he has a huge series that we've done with other YouTubers, Matt and Jeremy. Check out all their channels in the description below. And I will see you guys very, very soon with Underworld Awakening. I think is the next one. So be sure to stick around and check that out. It'll be coming out real soon. Have a good one.